Great to have your company for another Corona post show here on finals day at the Rip Curl Newcastle Cup, presented by Corona. And what a day it was, a memorable one for Merewether and the city of Newcastle. Big performances from the world's best. And don't forget, later on we've got a massive announcement about the tour schedule for 2021. It is news you're not going to want to miss. But right now, I want to introduce two of my favourite surfers, Rabbit Bartholomew, Luke Egan. Luke, I know you're especially proud at the moment, mate. Merewether turned it on for finals day. It was firing out there.
Absolutely pumping. Can you believe it? All week we've had all these weather systems just throwing us all these different conditions, and then today it just turns it on a little bit more south, so the outside opened up, and yeah, some of the surfing out there this afternoon was incredible.
Our champions, Bugs, had to be so well-rounded throughout the event window. We had it all. I mean, the first day was one of the most challenging days of championship tour competition I think we've seen in some time.
It was. I mean, we had the rock break, we had the little wide bank. I mean, there was all kinds. I mean, I've come down here and learned there's about 8 different spots at Merewether. It's incredible, but yeah, it's like so well-rounded, and it really challenged every facet of their repertoire.
Yeah, and don't forget the Shorey of Doom, as Laura Enover dubbed it. But the men's competition was just unbelievable. Really big airs laid down, some of the biggest we've seen in competition, but also some really beautiful traditional surfing on those longer walls too, Luke.
Yeah, it was. And this morning it was a little bit full in the inside, and it was really hard to pick them. But once the tide went out and the outside bank started showing its teeth, there was some incredible turns. And, yeah, it was amazing.
Amazing. And the matchups for the quarterfinals were really cool too when we arrived this morning. A couple of world champions from Brazil fighting it out in the first heat of the day. That second one, that's going to be talked about for a while. It was a tie between Morgan and Ryan. I know that either way, Newcastle was happy. They had a surfer in the semis, but it was a tough one for Ryan. But let's have a look at what we've just witnessed. Two surfers in incredible form. It was Medina posting the biggest score early on, and I love that transition out of that second manoeuvre. That was unbelievable, that turn.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I just thought Medina maybe focused too much on that left for the aerial in the second half, trying to get the wind with the air. I think if he had been able to find another right-hander with that great combination backhand re-entry he's got, he might have been able to get a little bit closer to Ítalo, but Ítalo wasn't shy to carve out some really nice turns on the right as well. And yeah, this was unbelievable. The pop that he gets out of this air is just phenomenal into full rotation.
Yeah, his 7th championship tour win. Ítalo Ferreira, and we spoke to Adriano de Souza in the lead up to this event. He had 2 CT wins and a couple of finals up on the Gold Coast as well, but this is the most winning surfer ever on Australian shores from Brazil now. And he is just so dangerous. When he turns into the entertainer, Bugs, and he starts working the crowd, he's very hard to overcome.
And he loves the crowd. I mean, he just grows with it. I mean, he really showed it that year where he won 3 tournaments and wasn't in the title race, and went, here comes a dangerous character. And now he's come to Australia as a world champion, and he's just a rock star world champion, and people love him. And, you know, he rises with the crowd and just gets their energy and goes, whoa.
But is he the funnest world champ we've ever had, Luke?
Oh, for sure. He loves it. And I was just looking at him in the competitors area before the final. He had a bit of dyed hair. He's got all this colour. He's, got great sponsors that he works hard for. And he just is so fun-loving. And just anyone walks past him, he's like shuckers, big hug. And he just wants to go out there and put on a show.
He does, and he does deliver. Richie Lovett went over and came back just shaking his head. I can't get my head around the way this guy prepares for heats. He's so jacked up and just bouncing around the competitors' area. It's so fun to watch. The women's event, that was really, really interesting. On the top half of the draw, we had real dark horses moving through past established names, and on the bottom side, 2 of the most dominant surfers in recent years, the number 1 and 2 from 2019. They were really strong in the quarterfinals this morning, Bugs.
Yeah, they were. I mean, it was Isabella and Keeley in the semis was amazing. That was incredible for them to get through these 2 young girls from the Sunshine Coast, and of course Isabella making the final. And then Carissa into the semis against Caroline. That was a beauty because they have a rivalry. Last year, I think it was, in the first event in Australia, Caroline beat Carissa in the final at Durant Bar.
Yeah, amazing. And we did have Isabella chasing her first CT win. It would have been a daunting prospect, Luke, especially with the conditions. They just favoured Carissa and that beautiful big forehand arc that she possesses.
Oh, look at these turns out of the lip, and she just kept refining it. You know, the heat against Caroline, she picked the right ways. The funny thing is, Caroline came in and she's going, wow, I think I had wave repellent on. She couldn't get herself in the right spot at the right time, but the surfing that Carissa did from the semis on is just been untouchable today. It's incredible to watch.
Yeah, Carissa Moore, Championship Tour win, number 24. And she's going to keep collecting them the way she's surfing it at the moment. Just in rare form and at the top end of the leaderboard now. A second place finish at the first event of the season. Now a victory here. She's way out in front and on her way to shoring up early on her position in the top 5 on the race to the Rip Curl WSL finals. We've still got so much to talk about, gentlemen, but right now it's time to crown our champions. We'll throw it down to Joe Tapel.
Thank you so much, Ronnie, Blakey, and everyone on the post show and everybody here locally on Merriweather Beach. You guys are all so incredible. What an incredible day for pro surfing. Give yourselves a round of applause for being a part of it. You guys are all part of surfing history today. So happy to be a part of the Rip Curl Newcastle Cup presented by Corona. Stop number 2 of the World Surf League Championship Tour. World title points handed out today on finals day, and it's been a long time since that's happened here on Merriweather Beach. You know, going back to 1990, Mike Parsons beat Barton Lynch. I caught up with Mike. He said it still stands as one of the best days of his life because of location, but because of all the hospitality he had from the incredible surf fans that come here from Newcastle. Surf Best has been incredible for years with QS history, so we've always had the celebration of pro surfing for over 35 years, and also with the Merriweather Surfboard Club having over 55 years of creating champions. Well, like the guy next to me, a 4-time world champ named Mark Richards. Thanks for everything, MR. The performances are insane. First, round of applause for Carissa Moore in the air she threw down yesterday. One of the best we've seen in surfing history. And let's hear this crowd roar. What do you guys think about Morgan Siblick and Ryan Callanan? You guys are all bleeding black and blue around here. I love that. Local story was massive. You don't get that at every event around the world. That was extra special. Another big shout out to Jackson Baker, Philippa Anderson, representing the locals quite well. Remember, we've got a lead change on both tours on the men and women's side, as all roads will lead to the Rip Curl WSL finals in Lower Trestles this September. And now the new world number 1 is changing, heading into Narrabeen. I want to thank Rip Curl, the ultimate surf company. Great job, Claw. Thanks for hosting us in such a great way. Can't forget Brian Singer as well, your co-founder from way back in 1969. I also want to thank Corona, Red Bull, Oakley, and Hydro Flask for all the support. Along with our global partners, we have to thank our event partners for making this possible. Destination New South Wales, the City of Newcastle, Harvey Norman, Bonsoy, Boost Mobile, Dometic Outdoor, Bond University, BF Goodrich, Burton Automotive, and Oakberry. Thank you so much. Once again, the community, the Merriweather Surfboard Club. Warren Smith, where are you, Warren? You're an absolute legend. Thanks for all you do for surfing. Thanks for hosting us so well. Your whole family is amazing. Thanks for sharing your waves with us this entire time. So we saw MR here. Big round of applause for 4-time world champ representing this beach so well. Also keep the applause going for Jesse Miley Dyer, running the helm. Senior VP of Tours and head of competition. We got Doug Warbrick on the far end, the co-founder of Rip Curl, and doing a lot of great things for pro surfing this year like he does every year. And also Declan Clausen, our Deputy Lord Mayor of City of Newcastle. Thanks for hosting us, my friend. It's amazing to be able to peak on a finals day, and you always hope it's going to happen, but we absolutely scored. The sunshine, the clear water, pumping surf, the conditions were insane, and you start making predictions in surfing, and it's so hard to actually decide who's going to be in the running for an event title. And then new names start stepping up on men and women's side. And on the women's side, we have one rookie on tour that was able to make a huge statement and affect the title race and do such a great job at this event. I'd like to introduce your runner-up in the final of the Rip Curl Newcastle Cup presented by Corona. Your rookie on tour. Let's hear it for Isabella Nichols. Way to go, Isabella. Got some hardware for you. Isabella, this is such a special run. This doesn't happen to all rookies. And I think the feeling that we felt from you, getting to surf with your heroes in this event, not just one, but maybe all of them. Have you been able to embrace your emotions and how you're feeling being up on stage?
Oh, I mean, there's been so many highs over the last couple of weeks, and to be able to surf against my heroes, Steph and Carissa and all the girls are just absolutely ripping. And Newcastle has a special place in my heart. It's one of my favorite places in the world, and to be able to have my parents here, it's amazing. My support crew, Kurt, it's just surreal. Thank you to WSL for getting us back in the Rashies, and I was hoping to win one of those custom MR boards, but I might have to wait till another time. But yeah, congrats Carissa. She's been the informed surfer of the whole event, and to the boys too, you guys are ripping. Thank you so much for everything.
Isabella Nichols, your runner-up at the event. An amazing job for a rookie as she heads into Narrabeen. And now a surfer that you're very familiar with, a four-time reigning world champ, coming off now back-to-back finals to kick off a world title campaign, now with a big win here in Newcastle. I'd like to introduce your champion, Carissa Moore. That was good job. Carissa Moore taking out another event title. Carissa, I just want to have a quick conversation with you. Step over here with me. Riss, this is extra special. I think it's starting to feel like your second home here. You have people that are family to you, and to win this one has to be just a dream.
Oh my gosh, it's been a really special day, from being here with Mitch and his family, and my husband's here, and the crowd at Newcastle. Everyone's been so welcoming, and I wouldn't be here today without my incredible support crew, all my family and friends watching at home, and this is a special win. I'd really like to dedicate this to my family and my grandma. She actually passed away shortly before we came, and yeah, this one's for her.
Oh, that's so beautiful, Riss. Also a special moment. You're used to breaking records, equaling records. This win puts you at 24 events all-time, equaling the great Wendy Botha, third on the all-time win list. What does that mean to you?
Wow. Gosh, I haven't been keeping track, but that's really cool. Thank you.
Well, you got to see the special award, the trophy as well, but at the press conference, you got to take a glimpse of this magic twin fin from shaped by Mark Richards himself. You're going to get a piece of that, too.
I was definitely eyeing this out, and I've always wanted one of your boards, and this is definitely going in a special place. Thank you.
Carissa Moore, your champion of the Rip Curl Newcastle Cup, presented by Corona, and your world #1 heading into North Narrabeen. As we continue, the men's side was equally as exciting, as we had a lot of big names in the draw in the final series. The Brazilian storm was incredibly felt today in another great all-Brazilian final. I want to hear it for Adriano de Souza, man. He's given us such great feelings throughout this event. He a world champion performance, and he was such a big part of finals day in that heat with Gabriel Medina. Also fireworks with the air show being really relevant. It was really incredible to watch. Well, the things have changed on the leaderboard with John getting knocked out. So we'll give you an update on those standings with our final runner-up in the final here at the Rip Curl Newcastle Cup presented by Corona, Gabriel Medina. Gabriel, that's beautiful. Another great trophy. on what's looking like your best start in your career. Back-to-back finals to kick off a season. You've never done that before. How good does that feel?
Oh, it feels amazing, you know, just to have this momentum going. Yeah, actually it's my third final in a row, so it feels amazing to keep it up with these guys, you know. Especially Ítalo, he's been improving so much, and it's been so fun to catch him in a final every event, kind of. And yeah, I'm just happy with the second. I had a great time here in Newcastle. Thank you guys for having us here. It's an amazing place. I love this place. It's my first time here, and I'm loving it.
Remarkable performance. I got to ask you about the 9.7. Were you hoping for a 10? I mean, or did it matter? You were so high in the sky on that thing.
Yeah, that 9.7 was an amazing wave. I mean, I had the biggest ramp, and yeah, just went for it. You know, like I felt my board was pretty good, and I felt that was the moment. And Morgan was surfing great. You know, he was impressive on this event. And I just went for it. I love the claim after basketball thing, you know, like 3 points.
Gabriel Medina, finishing runner-up in this event. Back-to-back finals. He mentioned the final before from the season, so he's on such a hot streak. And now one of the most energized human beings you'll ever meet. Reigning world champion and back to world #1. Your champion, Ítalo Ferreira. Grabbing the trophy. Ítalo just taking the lead on the rankings as he's fighting for a second world title. That sounds really good, my friend. Wow. With all the energy that you always expand and share with us, this is the calmest I've ever seen you. Are you just taking it all in and embracing that winning feeling?
Yeah, it's so nice to see everyone and walk on the streets and see and talk with the people and the locals, and yeah, it's so nice to hear the crowd after the wave, and yeah, the last couple of weeks has been so special for me, and it's my first time here, so thank you everyone, having so fun, and yeah, I'm so glad to be on a final with this guy again, and yeah, he's one of the best for sure, and yeah, we have couple of challenges on the way, and yeah, let's keep going.
That's right, back to #1 in the world. Your world title defense felt like it started through the off-season, and you're holding strong to your goal of backing up that #1 role on tour, but getting through a guy like Medina again, a man that may push you more than anyone else on tour. What does it mean to be able to share these finals with a two-time world champion like him?
Oh, for sure. He beat me in pipe, and that was a good one. And yeah, it has been so special. I hope we can do more finals together and then rip in every single one. And yeah, so glad.
I know you probably want to send a message to everyone back home in Portuguese.
Sim, agradecer a todo mundo, sem dúvida. Tem sido incrível. A galera tem uma energia fora do normal. Eu cheguei hoje de manhã cedo e tinha já uma galera na praia ali. Eles chegaram primeiro que eu, mas pô, mandou a energia ali e isso é incrível. A Austrália está sendo um exemplo para o resto do mundo, né? E irado, obrigado a todo mundo que está aqui presente também, os brasileiros e toda a galera no Brasil também que ficou lá acordada na madrugada, mandando a vibe e torcendo pelos brasileiros. Parabéns, Felipe, também, que quebrou o Adriano. Então, é isso. Mais um evento finalizado. Obrigado, WSL, por fazer isso acontecer. E é isso, seguimos firme. E obrigado a Deus.
Parabéns, irmão. Your champion, Ítalo Ferreira, Carissa Moore, both heading into Narrabeen, world #1. Thanks so much for joining the celebration. We'll see you down the coast. And remember, on the Corona Post Show, we're announcing the rest of the season on tour with some special events coming back. We'll send it back to Ronnie Blakey.
Thank you, Joey. Great presentation. You can feel the buzz of the competitors, how ramped up they are to get competition back underway, and some very deserving winners after some huge performances, Luke.
Oh, amazing. And yeah, these two guys just loving their time in Newcastle and just the performance they put on. I know there's so many people. It's just electric down on the beach. Everyone just thoroughly enjoyed it today. It was perfect.
Yeah, Carissa Moore, memorable too. She created history yesterday afternoon and got on a special kind of roll. this morning as well. Another 17-point plus heat, Bugs. Her stats are just getting better and better with every event she serves.
Her semi-final was extraordinary. I mean, I thought, like, I nearly thought she was underscored. It was that great. I mean, she completely nailed the outside with huge moves, and then connected on the shore break. I mean, she was amazing. I mean, 9-point rides just coming off like butter. I mean, yeah, what a performance.
Yeah, really smooth. But the wave that's got everyone talking, including Joe Topel on the stage, was the 9.7 from Medina. This is one of the biggest airs that we've seen in competition. We've seen higher, I think, Luke, but the projection that he got, he would have covered close to 20 feet with this manoeuvre. Just planted that thing so beautifully.
Oh, the stomp, the how far he travels through the air. Look at this. That is huge, and I thought it should have been a 10. I was actually watching with Claude Warbrick, and I was like, hey, Claude, should have been a 10, and he agreed with me, and I thought they should have given it to him. Like, how much more does he need to do?
What are they waiting for?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've got that room in the schedule, in the criteria, and yeah, unfortunately, it didn't go to a 10, but I didn't think Medina minded too much. 9.7 still saw him through to the last heat of the contest, and he was amping on that. Well, stay with us, because after the break, we'll have the announcement of what's to come on the 2021 tour schedule. Thanks for staying with us for the Corona Post Show. The celebrations continue for Ítalo Ferreira and Carissa Moore, our champions here today on April 10th. Also, Joel Parkinson's birthday today. Big shout out to him. But Great scenes down here, and the crowd really loving the show in pumping conditions. We had worthy performances and very deserving champions. We're going to start a bit of a celebration in here soon because we've got a very special announcement. Earlier on, Joe Turpel caught up with Jessie Miley-Dyer.
Hi everyone, I'm Joe Turpel and I'm here with the Senior Vice President of Tours and Competition, Jessie Miley-Dyer. Jessie, I'm so excited to be sitting with you today because you have some incredible news about the 2021 season.
I do. I'm excited to announce we're running a full global tour for the 2021 season, leading into the first Rip Curl WSL Finals in September at Trestles.
That is so exciting. What locations are we going to be heading to?
So after the Australian leg of the CT, we'll be heading into the third leg of the championship tour, with stops in California, Mexico, Brazil and Tahiti. I'm really proud that we've been able to put together a global tour for 2021, thanks to the amazing support from our athletes, government partners, local communities, and of course the WSL staff and our fans.
So, after the Rip Curl Search Rottnest Island event presented by Corona, where do we head from there?
We're starting the third leg of the CT at the Surf Ranch in June. Then we're heading to Mexico for the first time in 15 years. We're returning back to Barra de la Cruz this July, and that's somewhere we haven't been since 2006.
I'll never forget Andy Irons beating Taylor Knox in that final. I can't believe we get to go back.
From there, we're planning to go to Saquarema and then Tahiti, where the women will join the men to compete for the first time since 2006, before we wrap the season at the Rip Curl WSL Finals at Lower Trestles in September. Unfortunately, we won't be running at J-Bay or Portugal this year, but we're looking forward to returning to these key CT stops in 2022.
We can't wait to get back to J-Bay in Portugal next year. With the championship tour ending at the Rip Curl WSL Finals in September, where does that leave us with the Challenger Series?
The Challenger Series is going to be a condensed season later this year, but we are going to have a Challenger Series with events in Portugal, California, France and Hawaii for both men and women, and we're going to have more details on those soon. The health and safety of our athletes, staff and the local community are always the utmost importance for us, and we've got a robust set of procedures to keep everyone safe.
Wow, well done, Jessie. I am so excited for this season. Thanks for sharing us this amazing news today.
I'm excited too. Thank you very much, Joe.
Some great stuff. Big news there. Barra de la Cruz. Hello.
Oh.
That is going to be awesome. Luke, last time they had a championship tour event there, we scored some of the best waves we've ever seen for a CT. It's great to get that event on the schedule.
Oh, it's incredible. I've been lucky enough to be there on a free surfing trip as well. The place is just absolutely incredible, and the performances coming out of there will be next level.
And really excited to see that the women are going to be joining the men in Tahiti, Bugs. I think it's the continuation of this evolution of women's performance. They keep delivering. Every time we give them opportunities at world-class venues, they stand up and they're going to do it again.
Yeah, this generation of women surfer can definitely handle the heavy reef breaks. I think the last time they were there, you know, in the first time around, there was only a few that could handle it. And now the depth is there in women's surfing, and there's some great surfers that could take it on.
It's going to be an awesome show. Well, also providing us great insights and behind-the-scenes gold throughout this event has been Dimity Stoyle. She's going to take us backstage once again.
Hey, it's finals day. Merriweather's going off. Woo! Finals day, baby. Woo! Whoa! Look at those shoes. Feeling bright today. Yeah, they got the jacket. Oh my God. Is this the energy you're going to bring to the heat? Hell yeah. You on the tools this morning? On the tools? Yeah. 5 out of the 8 quarterfinals were Brazilian boys.
Yeah,
Odds are good for a Brazilian win. What's the secret?
Surfing.
Oh,
I'm really excited. Looks like the best day. It's all clean and looks good. I'm glad I don't got this one in my heat.
Still had the whole beach behind you, and you still managed to find a sick little barrel.
Not enough of a barrel.
Here he is, the local legend.
I'm happy I made that one. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, they've been worthy additions to the commentary team. Laura Anova and Dimity Stoyle just bringing the fun. But we're going to get serious for a moment here, boys, because we did have a big shift up on the leaderboard. We've got a new number one. It's the reigning world champion. He's back to his best, putting on a fantastic performance here, but a lot of shuffling on the leaderboard and some I think lower seeds getting themselves well and truly elevated. It's going to be very interesting to see what unfolds through the rest of the Australian League. But Ítalo, the new number 1, Medina pushed back to second. John still in that top 5. That's what these surfers are looking for. But have a look at some of the surprise names in the mix there.
Yeah, I see Morgan Siblick. It's Ryan Callan. He's earned his spot for sure. Kanoa, he's really always, he's the new kid who's breaking to the top 5, and Geordie always knocking on that door for that title, Luke.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty proud to see 2 Merewether Surfboard Club members in the top 10 at the moment.
I bet you are. Kelly Slater still hanging on to his spot in the top 10 at this stage. We know that after speaking to him today, he's still trying to remedy that foot injury, and we'll see how he goes. Just hoping, I was hopeful that he'd be able to try and get over here for at least a couple of the Australian events, but at this stage it's not looking likely. As we take a look at the Women's Championship Tour leaderboard, Carissa Moore well and truly on top now, putting quite a bit of space between herself and Tyler Wright, who was knocked early in this contest. But Isabella Nichols, great opportunity for her, Luke. If she can maintain pace with these established names, she might have a world title shot in her rookie year.
Yeah, she could, and she just gathers so much momentum with every heat. The experience is the same as others taking on a whole year. She gets that much experience in a heat and takes advantage of it. It's so impressive to see.
Well, she got smashed in that final, Bugs, but you got to remember that she hadn't even been past the 3rd round before, so it was all new, and she handled her quarterfinal business and her semi pretty well, and she'll learn a lot from that final.
Oh, look, it's really hard to make a final. As you saw that leaderboard list, all those girls, they're pretty stingy in giving finals away. I mean, they're all of them super established. To see her name there, number 3, wow, what an achievement.
Boys, let's dive into the top 5. It's going to be a good one, starting with the incredible run of the rookie Morgan Siblick. What a giant killing spree he went on, Luke.
Absolutely, and I think if the year had started for Morgan in 2020, he wouldn't have been the surfer he is today at Merewether Beach. He's really taken advantage of the time off, and the board change just recently has just gelled everything together. Look at the power, speed and flow of this young gentleman. He's just taken it to another level. His timing is perfect, and I hope he takes it on to these next few events and is able to maintain a top 10 position.
It's Saturday today. He broke his toe on Tuesday. He came down on Wednesday. He was thinking about pulling out of the event. He gave it a shot when we got competition back underway, and on that morning went, you know what, I might be all right. He waxed John Florence. It was an extremely close heat in some ways. John was only one manoeuvre away from being right on track with Morgan, but he didn't execute and didn't get the completions, and Morgan was rock solid. So hard to do against the 2-time world champion.
Absolutely. John actually made the mistakes you'd expect Morgan to make in this heat. He just tried to manufacture a score in the second half, and he should have been waiting for a bit more open face and matching Morgan for those big calves. But yeah, be aware of this man at Narrabeen. He's still surfed really well in this heat, so just a few little wave selection things were the difference.
His opening manoeuvres were so sharp, but the big story at number 4 was the elimination of the yellow jerseys in the early rounds. Tyler Wright also fell out of the mix. She, like John, looked very sharp, but tactically Bugs made the wrong decision in that heat.
Well, it proved to be. I mean, it was a 30-minute heat, and she spent the first 15 minutes on the rock on the shore. And outside, look at this, Courtney Conlog. She got this clean outside wave, and this really laid down the gauntlet for an upset. You couldn't really call it an upset because Courtney has been a world title contender in the past, and they only met because of the low seeding with Courtney coming back and Tyler coming back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was a big result though. And it meant that Carissa Moore had an opportunity to seize the number 1 position on the leaderboard, and she did it in style. She flew into the front of the ratings, and this is one of the best moves that we've seen from a woman ever. She did it with the jersey on, and it was a memorable one. Should have been a 10.
When I saw this aerial yesterday afternoon, I just went, oh my God, here we go. She's just going to gather momentum and take this contest by storm. she's done it so many times before. When she pulls off something amazing, she just keeps growing from it, and we saw that happen today. Her surfing was impeccable.
She must have been rubbing her hands together when she rocked up here on finals morning, Bugs, because these kind of conditions just work in her favour so beautifully.
Well, the other day she actually said to me on that bigger day, she said, Rab, she said, it's kind of like Haleiwa. And look at it, this is so like Haleiwa. And like, she's so at home out here, Sunset Point, Haleiwa, you know. She just looks so at home today, and that was a stellar performance. So the semi-final was outrageous, and then she backed it up in the final. She's able to go out there kind of like Kelly Slater style and just repeat excellent performances.
Supremely efficient with the sections that she had. She wasted nothing out there, and she spent every bit of energy that she had to get big numbers. But number one, Ítalo, he really ramped things up. Luke, again, just showing us how well-rounded he is. If he's sticking to the more fundamental rail surfing, he can get it done, but also isn't afraid to go to the air.
Absolutely had the best strategy in this final today. Just milked some of these right-handers and just got a really good consecutive turns, and then went for the aerial. The pop out of this and the rotation is just incredible. The way he gets the speed through the flats to execute aerials like that is just second to none.
In the behind-the-scenes clip with Dimity, she asked Ítalo what the keys to success were, and he said surfing. And I don't think anyone surfed as much as this guy in 2019. Baía Famosa, the area that he's from, there's a punchy shore break section on the smaller days that he finds, and he gets those aerial percentage makes up, Bugs, and he is so successful in that department.
Oh, he was everywhere. He was in the Maldives. I mean, somehow he travelled the world in the pandemic. Anyway, it was awesome. He's just so ready.
Great to see Championship Tour competition back here in Newcastle, but the second stop on this Australian leg is going to be another return to one of the real famous locations when it comes to CT history. Luke, you competed there a bunch of times. It's going to be awesome to be back in Narrabeen.
Oh, so excited to get down to Narrabeen, and we've had a few World Junior titles at Narrabeen as well, and so much history there of Tom Carroll and Mark Richards. Actually, we can go way deep. Larry Bertleman, Buzzy Kerbox, Wayne Rabbit Bartholomew.
It's got a big history. I mean, the last time there was a CT final, there was Shane Herring and Kelly Slater. But before that, the 2SM Coca-Cola Surf-Out, we had 10 years of it there. It was the richest event in the world, a prestigious event. And it's so good to be back at North Narrabeen. It is such a world-class wave, Luke.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. When we got some swell coming, and with all those rains we had a few weeks ago, I'm pretty sure the lake's open, and what that does is put some sand in some good position. So I think we're going to have some fantastic surf at Narrabeen in a week or so.
Yeah, it kicks off on the 16th. But you know what? We got glimpses. This swell's been nice and clean, and we were getting some video updates from some of the local crew who are excited to get the Championship Tour event down there, and it looks really clean, long running. It's always good when you're seeing guys getting barreled there, so the sand is packed in, and it could be a spectacular event, and it's going to have to stack up to Merriweather, which delivered in a big way.
Sure did. Yeah, definitely. And it's so good about what's going on at the moment. There's so many different conditions and everything's changing so much. It's awesome, and it really takes these guys to have to think about what they're doing, their equipment, their strategy. Loving it.
We are loving it, and we're loving the fact that it's a level playing field. Not too much advantage and local knowledge for all the surfers in the mix. Some visiting these locations for the very first time, and as we saw here in Newcastle, adapting beautifully. The event will kick off on the 16th, so join us then for our first morning show. But until then, enjoy the highlights. Thanks for joining us, and have a fantastic week.
Okay. It's going to be huge.
Where's the lip around the head? Radical surfing from the Brazilian goofy footer. It's in the tube, and he comes out of it.
Oh, my Lord. It doesn't get any closer than that. Wowee! Ítalo Ferreira, and he is feeling it.
Carissa more. That beautiful big rail game.
Oh, that's a clean barrel by Sibley.
Big frontside air reverse for Gabriel Medina. Shot for three, and he gets it.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Waited a long time for this ride.
Carves out of the top, that classic Carissa Moore style.
Really got to turn this wave into something special to get this big first turn done, and it's a beauty. Again, up into the pocket.
Winner in 2021, it is Carissa Moore.
Driving into that section. Nice fading cutback, Ferreira.
Gabriel Medina jams it in the pocket, throwing sparks on that first turn. There's the combo.
Finds a fifth row reverse. And his signature move on the back end. This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.